In the Old Testament, you'll see in Job, for example, God calling all of his angels, and Satan was among them. He wasn't like a bad guy, he was part of the crew. And so that's part of how the folklore built up as well. So if we want to really understand this, we have to get into how the word Lucifer, a Latin word, ended up in the Old Testament in a Hebrew text. How does that happen? And that is the key to understanding this whole conflation with Lucifer and Satan. But let's actually go back even further. Before the English translations of the Bible were coming out, or Latin translations, in ancient Rome, they used the Latin word, because that was their language. They used the Latin word Lucifer specifically to reference the planet Venus when it was the last celestial object other than the moon that was still visible in the sky just before the sun rose. So if you go out just before sunrise and you look up, all the other stars and planets and everything else are not visible anymore, except Venus is the last visible one, the last visible celestial object, except for sometimes the moon. But people referred to that as the morning star, or in ancient Rome, they called it Lucifer, because it's like a sign calling forth the light of the day. It brings the light. It carries the light with it. It's a herald of the rising sun. That's why they use the word Lucifer for that. And that's why sometimes the word gets translated into English as morning star, or into other languages with equivalent terms for the morning star that aren't literal translations. So what ended up happening was there was this word in Isaiah, the famous one that we all hear about, Lucifer, how you have fallen. It's a reference to the king Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon.